Good morning, everybody. It's about 2 minutes after 9 in the morning. It's 4th of March, 2025, and it's a Tuesday. And as far as news is concerned, I guess the news just keeps rolling out. As you see, I kind of was in a hurry to get out. I'm running behind a little and didn't even do my hair. As long as I keep this hat on and face the right way, I'm going to keep the hair out of my face. Okay, so yes, isn't that something? Okay, well, Trump, it's kind of an anticipatory news that everybody's anticipating. Who knows if it's going to be a nothing burger or what, but Trump is saying that he's going to announce something today, this evening, I guess. I think he said tomorrow evening, which would be today, but evening your time, I suppose that's quite some hours away. And I don't know, a lot of us expect that he's going to say, we're taking the USA out of NATO. But there's been all these rumblings about it anyway. Trump has been talking about it for quite some time, so that wouldn't really be a surprise. So it makes you wonder, is it going to be something else? Maybe something none of us know about. So that's going to be very interesting. Okay. And I was going to say something, and I've said it before, and something that that can tell you a lot, as long as you know the fact that, and I have always saying this, and you look at people like, say, Zelensky, compare Zelensky with Trump, even compare Musk with Zelensky, or maybe some of these politicians. And I always try to stress this point that Donald Trump, he's driven by success. And if you notice Donald Trump, he rules money. And if you look at Zelensky, money rules Zelensky. And in effect, money rules these politicians, because these politicians, they're out for the comfortable life, the privilege, and going in front of the cameras and being big shots and look how important I am and look at how great I am. Trump, obviously he's got that into him too, but he's more success driven. He's already got the money. He's not really caring so much. He lost most of his money during the time when he was president the first time, and strangely enough, he started his Truth Social and he got more than that much money back. But at the same time, Zelensky, it's not any secret. Zelensky, he doesn't give a crap about Ukraine. He cares nothing about the people. He cares nothing about the country. Zelensky cares about Zelensky, and he cares about his own fame. And a lot of people have been saying that for his whole career. He's been like that. Zelensky is ruthless, and obviously as a leader, he is completely brutal. He has nothing against sending hundreds of thousands of his people to their certain death. And some of these statements he's made lately as well. And Donald Trump is talking about the really stupid statement that Zelensky just made, that he said the war is going to continue on for a very long time. And Musk came out, well, that's at the end of my thing here, but that's the most compelling thing that happened, I guess. And so let's just talk about the news. So, like I said, the people, like that Trump actually rules money. You see how he operates, and you can tell that yourself. And then you can see, like Ursula von der Leyen, how she's very sneaky and she's getting herself fabulously rich. She wants to be the queen of the European Union, and probably Baerbock wants to be the queen in waiting, but she doesn't. She's even less mentally capable. So, and as a lot of us always say, makes you wonder, where do they get these women? How come they can't come up with a Tulsi Gabbard or something like that over there? Or even a Candace Owens. Candace Owens is not really political, but she's just a hell of a lot smarter than all of these people. She doesn't have these stupid things she comes up with. Kaya Cullis, she even came up with something stupid. I'm pretty sure I wrote that down. If not, I'll try to remember it. But let's see what I have here. Okay. Yeah, and I already said he's going to talk about this big announcement, and I think Trump, obviously he doesn't like BRICS. I don't know if this announcement's going to be against BRICS, And I sort of think that Trump leans toward a multipolar world, but not towards BRICS. But Trump, if you know Trump, he's not going to announce, oh, I'm going into the multipolar world with these other people. He won't announce that because it's not something Trump started. Trump will not do anything unless he is the founder, the creator, and the big cheese of whatever it is. So I don't think he would go for that. And he wants BRICS gone, so he's going to probably keep trying to work against BRICS. I don't know about this Belt and Road initiative that China has. The U.S. has been trying to counter that. They haven't come anywhere close yet. So the United States, none of these, not even with the European Union do they have enough money. I mean, how much money can they squeeze out of their people? They don't do deals, really. Maybe Trump is going to try to change that in the future, but he's trying to put it all into hyperdrive. And I think that's a big mistake. A lot of people are saying that. The Russians, some of the best analysts in Russia are now saying, and it's coming out on a lot of the television shows, they call him stupid president. And I think it's not stupid in light of what's going on in Ukraine. It's stupid because of the sanctions, economics. Maybe Trump is just trying to do too much, too fast, and I don't know. Trump maybe thinks sometimes, you have to do this stuff fast because the deep state's going to catch up with you really fast, as they are already in the media, and making Trump look terrible. But anyway, let's see. Okay, Kaya Cullis, she said, the conflict in Ukraine will continue until Russia realizes that winning is impossible. That's really strange because, you remember, I cannot get over that. I cannot get over, I shouldn't be talking about this. We've exhausted this. This is so exhausted already, this meeting with Trump and Zelensky, and everybody calls this some big historical thing. But it's, of course we're going to forget about it. Ukraine's going to sink, and everybody knows that. But it's like Trump was saying this, and Zelensky is, yes, we have problems, and then Trump says, you're losing. And Zelensky, it's almost like, I don't know. I think he knows he's losing. I said that yesterday, and I just got to keep saying this. I think he knows he's losing, but he's trying to project that he's winning. Like I said yesterday, that the money will stop flowing if he lets on that he knows that they're losing. People say, oh, I'm getting away. I don't want to back a loser. Nobody wants to back a loser, especially when they lose, because there's going to be no returns on it except you lose too. So Zelensky's got to keep this up, and a lot of these EU leaders, they got to keep it up. And I think it was J.D. Vance he was doing, I think it was with with Hannity. He was having a lecture, and he was saying the Biden regime, their strategy is hope. And J.D. Vance was saying hope is not a strategy. And I think it's these European leaders, they're the same way. Somehow they got it injected in them, probably by Biden or who knows which idiots, that hope is a strategy. We just keep on going and maybe wait for an opportunity. Maybe they're opportunists, and wait for some opportunity to come up where we can win. Maybe there'll be some earthquake and the Kremlin will collapse under an earthquake or a volcano or something. I don't know. Maybe they're just going to keep waiting and waiting it out until something like that happens. I don't know. And J.D. Vance is also saying that a lot of times, you talk to these leaders in private, and they acknowledge truths, but in public, well, I've been saying this stuff anyway. They put things out for public consumption, just like Zelensky. Maybe in private, I don't know about Zelensky. It makes you wonder about this guy anyway. Who was it? Somebody was saying he's going to probably have to be committed to some mental place or something like that because he's mental. That's what they said. I don't know who said that, but I don't know. Does he not realize? It's not that it's impossible that he could be so poorly informed that he thinks he's actually winning. So it's just beyond imagination. And okay, what else are we saying? Ursula von der Leyen saying, what did she say? She said, we meaning her, will turn Ukraine into a steel porcupine. Steel porcupine, yeah. and it is the same time as being. Um, they're saying also that they have to increase their military spending, and it's like, well, where are they going to get that money? And I have to remind those in Europe or anybody that has money in any European bank that, remember, it was some months ago she was threatening, saying that they have to take a percentage of people's bank accounts, take some of their money. And remember, they were doing this at some point in time in the United States, and some people termed it a haircut. Like people have to, they're going to go and they have to pay a certain percentage of the money that their savings, and they called it a haircut. And Ursula von der Leyen has been talking about that, and she might surprise you, but the first thing that's going to go is gold holdings. I had some gold. I had it and was divesting quickly and make sure I got all of it out of there in a German thing, and they were changing the rules in that thing all the time. And I had some silver in there, and it turns out that what they charge you, like, for example, say you're just holding 1 ounce of silver, 1 ounce, and the money that they charge you for the vault fees for that 1 ounce of silver, and you can multiply that if you had a lot more, which I did, but the vault fees they take from that, it's nearly gone in 1 year. So they charge you, and of course silver is taxed in Germany. Gold is not taxed. So I think we bought silver, and it was like, I don't know, still kind of high. It was 23 euros an ounce. It's higher in Europe than it is in the States. And it was at, I don't know, getting close to 30. And then you take the money out and you actually lose money because they take so much from it. And I was projecting then that if I buy silver at 23 euros an ounce, I wouldn't make any money unless the price of silver goes up to 50 euros an ounce. So it's kind of like, and I was my plan was to go get it physically so that I don't have to pay this stuff. Go get that physically, and I mean that I don't have to pay a lot of that, all this fees and taxes for the most part. And of course, they made it impossible. The company made it impossible to do that. They changed all their it was incredible. It's too much to tell you, but they made it impossible to get it, and that you have to lose. So we divested ourselves even from the gold, and then they did something. I mean, this is one of the major gold holders in all of Germany. So it wasn't Degussa, but it was Heraeus. You guys can look that up. Anyway, so that's just a point right there. And yeah, so since the conflict began, defense industries in the EU have increased their revenues by 16.9, you may as well say 17%. They're 17% richer. And guess where these politicians get their money to campaign? It's very corrupt. A lot of corruption. Like I said, that book, Udo, can't remember his name, but Gekauften Journalisten, he was exposing how the press works and how the USA owns the entire press, really, all of the major networks in Germany, by paying them off and favors and all that to write stories, in favor of the US and not put anything. I mean, it's just terrible. So Keir Starmer, he came out in his parliament, and you can find this on YouTube, I'm sure, and he has a 4-point plan. It's a 4-point plan to continue the war until, and he says basically, but he doesn't say those words, until they can bring Russia to its knees. I mean, this has, like I said, it's been a goal actually in truth for centuries. It's been for centuries, and it's not just Napoleon and Hitler, but why are these people incensed? This goes even back before that time. Why are these people so incensed? They're so incensed. It's like this hate Russia club. It's incredible. It's like you have to be a member of the Hate Russia Club, or you will have no chance whatsoever in any sort of control of anywhere in Europe. You must hate Russia. Hate Russia. That is it. That is the biggest prerequisite, is you hate Russia. And it's just like that in the United States. This is like a big infection. It's sort of like that thing that sickness that was going around in 2020. It's like, what the heck? what the heck is going on here? And what has Russia ever done to them? Has Russia ever attacked them? No. We have to get their resources, you know. We spent ourselves into oblivion and cheated and stole. So we have to go over there and get their stuff so we can continue this a little bit longer. And then what happens after Russia? All of a sudden we got to find somebody else. The moon, Mars, I don't know. Jeez, these people are knuckleheads. Yes. But anyway, Starmer, he's also said, he even announced it. The coalition of the willing. What an original term that is. Isn't that original? Gosh dang. I mean, these guys, they borrow, what was that, George Bush that came up with that? I mean, why can't these guys come up with something different? I don't know. I could even come up with something different. Give me 2 minutes, I'll come up with something different. Why do they have to copy that? I don't know. These people really, I don't know, maybe they really and truly are idiots. I thought they were just con artists. Maybe they're con artists, idiots. I have no idea. So, yes, and there are, I don't know, I kind of think they're rumors, but part rumors that that the White House demands Zelensky go in front of cameras and make an official apology to Trump. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. So that's kind of undiplomatic to even ask that sort of a thing, you know. And there is the ex-ambassador of the USA to Russia, Michael McFaul. He says that the only way to make peace with Russia is to send more weapons, flood more weapons into Ukraine, create a stalemate, you know, and wait a minute, isn't that what they were already just trying? Weren't they already trying to do that for 3 years? It didn't seem to work. I don't know. Oh my God. And the US weapons industries can't even keep up with that, they say. And Poland, I think they ordered like 400 HIMARS launchers, and I don't know. I guess war, that's, I mean, the thing is, Michael McFaul, he was the ambassador to Russia, and he doesn't know a thing about the Russian. He doesn't know anything about Russians, you know? Listen to, for example, Scott Ritter. He understands it a lot more. He lived in Russia too, but he knows you're not going to do that with Russia. You are not going to do that with Russia. It didn't work with Napoleon. It didn't work. Look at the siege of Leningrad. They don't give up. You attack Russia, and it's not going to end until Russia wins. The only time it didn't is when Vladimir Lenin, I'm not talking about John Lennon, Vladimir Lenin, when he was sent over there. But guess what? He was an agent. Germany sent him there. I mean, it was Europe. They all sent him there. It's just like he's like a little bit like of a Bandera, very convincing, you know, just like me. I'm very convincing. No, but this guy, he was an agent, and he's the one that withdrew Russia out of World War I. So, you know, and it wasn't even him, I don't think, that killed the Tsar and his entire family. Those were some nasty people, the Bolsheviks. And I think Putin, most Russians don't even like them. You have a Lenin square, you have Lenin statues all over, and it's not that the people love Lenin. They just said that's a part of our history, we have to accept it. So it's a completely different attitude over here than in the United States, where they tear down all the statues when they think that they don't like something that somebody did, you know. So anyhow, and you see a lot of people kind of have a lot of appreciation for Stalin, but Khrushchev, when he took over after Stalin, he hated Stalin with a passion, made sure there would be no statues. If there was, he tore them all down. He hated Stalin, and he thought he could do better than Stalin. You know, Stalin was doing a lot of these nice buildings out here, very, very well built, and Khrushchev started really crap buildings. All the people in Russia and Belarus, the whole Soviet Union, they know that. That's just something for you guys to digest. Anyhow, so Michael McFarlane, in truth, he knows this. The stuff that he's putting out, don't tell me he's that stupid. He must have lived in Russia for a while, and he must know this stuff. He must know this. It's incredible. So you have to ask yourself, well, who's paying him? Who is paying this Michael McFarlane to be such an idiot? Another suggestion from Elon Musk, a very good one. I've been thinking, I don't know if I've ever said this. I know that I've been thinking about this all the time. But what Musk said was that Zelensky needs to get amnesty. So he needs to find a country that will grant him amnesty. And you know what's strange? It's even possible maybe not probable, but possible that Russia would grant him amnesty. You know, it's just possible, not probable. Yeah, well, Elon Musk also said that get rid of the guy, get him amnesty in some other country until democracy, real democracy, can actually return to Ukraine. And like Tulsi Gabbard, I think she put out yesterday in some video, someone's getting interviewed somewhere, that the one country that is definitely, positively not democratic, the least democratic country in all of Europe, is undeniably Ukraine. Undeniably the least democratic. You know, some people, oh, Belarus, you know, but Belarus, you know, you can pretty much say what you want. You can, there's news stations that say a lot of things, and there's a lot here. And then the government's completely different. It's completely different here. And I wouldn't want to sit there and try to compare, but sure, it's I'll tell you what, it's authoritarian, pretty much here. But not for the people. It's for the benefit of the people of the country. And Zelensky, it's completely the opposite. You know, he's there to, you know, he's going against, I mean, send them to the meat grinder. I mean, that's mostly, need I say anymore? Okay. Oh, I was even asking yesterday, that's what I was going to say about this. What about all these weapons that are already allocated, the money allocated to Ukraine? Well, what's going to happen with that? And I guess that was answered. Maybe Trump saw my video. I don't know. But he said, so I guess it was yesterday after he watched my video, he said, let's stop all the weapon shipments going to Ukraine. I guess even weapons that are en route, they're on ships, on their way. Turn back, baby. Bring them all back. Nothing. No weapons. You know? And some people say, oh, that's a rumor. It's coming from Fox News. But apparently that's not a rumor. You know? I think maybe just Fox put it out first. Because I saw that somewhere else, too. I don't know about the money. Maybe that, too. But Trump was actually saying that, you know, threatening maybe to stop the weapons flow. I think he was suggesting it, and then just, I don't know, days later, it looks like it's actually stopped. Oh, there was a bill put by senators, I believe, and it was to get men out of women's sports. You know, these people that, you know, they act like they're women, and maybe they take some hormones or something like that. I don't know if they get their junk cut off. You know, that still doesn't make you a woman, but you know, but of course, men can have babies. You know, gosh, I thought I was having a baby the other day, and I rushed to the toilet, and I found out, oh gosh, I was disappointed. But anyway, they have blocked the bill. The Democrats, they want to continue letting men compete against women in women's sports. And just to call them a woman, hey, I mean, maybe I could get some good money that way, you know? What can I do good? I don't know. Crazy. Oh, and Pam Labandia, is that her? Yeah. She said that the FBI was still withholding a lot of these documents, but of course Kash Patel is now in charge. So these documents got released on Epstein. I'm talking about Epstein. And they were acting like, oh, these are all the documents. And she said, this can't be all the documents. You know, all they had is flight logs, some crap like that. And then it turns out a huge truckload of stuff. And the FBI, the new FBI, is now going through a lot of this stuff to see, you know, where has the meat. You know, and then they had this first, I think there was like 5 files. They were released to a whole bunch of Jewish reporters and ADL, Anti-Defamation League people. You know, it's like sort of like I was saying before, you know, that somehow my crystal ball is telling me, you know, Israel and certain other entities kind of related to Israel will not somehow be found complicit in the Epstein thing, you know. Oh, don't say that Epstein and his father and Galen's Maxwell's father, that they were all into Mossad and pro-Israel and all that. So don't say that, you know. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know the links. I don't know all this stuff, but there's something there, and we're probably never going to find out because you know who rules America, you know. Probably a conglomeration, but one entity is in a little country in the Middle East. So you guys know that. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, it's an undeniable fact. Undeniable, and you guys know this as well as I do. People that watch this channel are not a bunch of dummies. So you guys know this, that there is going to be some files that somehow magically disappeared and we'll never hear about them. Some of these Epstein files will disappear magically. And possibly, maybe even some of the tapes. Supposedly there's a whole bunch of video footage. I don't know, maybe that's already disappeared. I have no idea. And if it has disappeared, you know, that tells you that there's going to be documents that disappeared. And it's like, what the heck? Why would you even have documents? Oh, this young girl gave this guy a blowjob, and this one did this, and then 5 guys went with this girl. I mean, I don't know. Do they document all this stuff? I have no idea. You know, circus seal, Bill Clinton, Macron. I don't know. Macron might have gone there too. He was the circus seal on everybody down there. So, yes. So I don't know. A lot of these people, like I said, Russians are saying that Trump is stupid economically. Too many tariffs, this, and people counter tariffs. But I tell you, I don't think I would be messing so much with China, with tariffs and things like that. He might be making a mistake there. I don't know. Yeah, and I already mentioned, I wrote here now recently, that Zelensky says the end of the war is very far away. And even Elon Musk said, I said this, a lot of people have been saying this. I think I got it, was it Charles Ortel, some person saying that Zelensky needs that war to continue. His existence depends on that war. It's that's what it's all about for old Z, you know. Because it makes you wonder what's going to happen. What happens if he just kind of bows out, even if he does get amnesty? Do you think they're going to be hunting him down? Somebody hunting him down? Who? A lot of people. He's got so much money. I think he should go probably to his, live in his, what is it, in St. Bartholomew? I don't know if it's a British Virgin Island or American Virgin Island, his house. You know, for his sake, hope it's British. Maybe it is British. Like I said, a lot of times the Russians, a lot of Russians, they believe that Z is controlled, Zelensky's controlled more by the British than he is the Americans. But then again, you have to say, well, it's the Americans that control the British, and then in turn the British control Zelensky. You never know. Okay, what else here? Oh, there was a it's a CNN commentator, and I believe he's still the I think it's a commerce secretary. He was talking with the Wolf Blitzer. His name is Howard Lutnick. And Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. And he said that Zelensky, instead of saying, when he came for this, instead of saying he loves America, you know, and I don't know if Zelensky actually said this in the meeting, but he has been saying this all the time, and he goes everywhere. But maybe, you know, he had this white powdery stuff. It affected him to, you know, maybe on the plane ride over and all that. I don't have any idea, but instead of saying he loves America and really appreciates the help of America, he said, I want $300 billion in reparations from Russia, and I want all the land back. What he said, this Howard Lutner said, I want all the land. I don't know. And I assume that he's meaning he wants even the Crimea, you know, all of this land that it shouldn't have been part of Ukraine anyway, as you guys know, if you know this history. You know, these Ukrainian Soviet Union leaders gave Ukraine, which wasn't even a country, they gave the region of Ukraine all of these lands, and they made it somehow sort of autonomous within the Soviet Union, and it was just a total fiasco anyway. Most of these people and most of these places are ethnic Russians. Maybe there's also ethnic Hungarians, and also there's all of these types of people. Maybe there's even Polish people. I'm not sure about that. Certain sections there, Lvov. I don't know, because Stefan Bandera comes from Lvov, and he's far beyond Adolf Hitler. fanatic nutcase and had this real ability, apparently, to convince people to go and kill children and do everything, for this ideology of being superior, the superior race. I mean, it's incredible. They have some of these people that come out sometimes. Who's that guy in Guyana that had people drink the Kool-Aid and, hundreds of them die, saying they're going to go to heaven or something? Damn trucks. Why in the hell do I have friggin' trucks always following me around? I think they're saying, Duke's doing a video. Let's get some friggin' trucks to send there. Make a whole bunch of racket so this guy can't do his video. And of course I get all these people walking dogs all over the place. Anyway, you're coming to get that little garbage can. Well, I'll go in this direction. I'm almost done with this video anyway, thankfully. More trucks. Oh my God. Oh. Okay. So what else? He said, I want $300 billion in reparations. I want all the land back. I want security guarantees. And I say that in all my videos. That, the Zelensky, he demands nothing short of a complete and total surrender of Russia. He wants, I don't know, maybe this Howard Leutner guy did not say it, but he would also say, demand that Trump gets Putin and sticks him in front of a trial and gets tried for war crimes. No, not the Ukrainians. We were just bombing and killing all those ethnic Russians for 8 years before Putin came in and decided to defend them. But we are completely innocent because we have a right to do that. Those were our people. We have a right to kill our own people. And I think Putin would probably agree with me when I say Zelensky, or even this terrible regime, the one that exists right now in Ukraine, they have no right to rule over those people. They have no right whatsoever. To think that you're ethnically superior and that you have to enslave these people and force them to your will, tell them you cannot speak your native language anymore, Oh, it didn't work in... Certainly it works in Switzerland. They have 3 languages there, 3 national languages. And but no, you will follow the master race and you will, even if they did, they'll still be looked at as inferior beings, because Zelensky himself said that Russians are not humans, they are a species. That's the words right out of Zelensky's mouth. They are a species. Now it makes me wonder, and Trump and Vance are saying that Russia has to make concessions. Well, what are these concessions? These concessions probably include giving up Odessa, giving up Kharkiv, all that sort of thing. And, they killed a lot of Russians, ethnic Russians in Odessa. They burned them alive, as you all know that. That was a big thing, And, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen if Putin, if Russia makes that concession and says, okay, well, Odessa belongs to Ukraine. Well, what's going to happen then? I'll tell you what. And remember I said this, but that means that there's going to be another war at some point in time, because they're going to be going in there and killing Russians again at some point in time. That's one reason why Russia was saying that you have to denazify, because that's that's the Nazis that are doing this stuff. So anyway, it's really strange. They denazified Lindsey Graham, as you guys all saw. I mentioned that also, as I said in these other videos, that he came out and said, you are the leader that I've dreamed of, something like that, that I've always wished for. I don't really know, I don't remember his words, that he was how cruel and hateful Zelensky is, and now all of a sudden he said, well, Zelensky should step down and get out of there. I don't know what he said, but you guys know what I'm getting at. So yeah, so that's about it for this video, and I gotta probably get moving. I gotta get home a little ways from here. You can look at some kind of a coniferous type of cedar-like tree here. I don't know. Anyway, I'll get out of here, and thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one, and whatever. Okay, and make sure we watch what's ever going to happen tonight, whatever Trump is going to announce. Let's see if we can get surprised or not. Okay, thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.